so glad you could join me. I'm Pixie. I make videos about art and books. Mostly books this time, probably, but I also have some drawing things going on that I'm probably gonna film. I thought I would intro this video while I do my makeup. I don't do makeup that often, as you know, if you are a regular. But I have a family dinner tonight, and I thought it could be nice to look nice, and I could take the opportunity to also film some videos. So this video, I have a theme, and it's really good. You're gonna love it. Okay, I'm gonna read tiny books, and I'm really excited. So these 4 were actually sent to me by a super kind patron. Thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate it. You absolutely did not have to do that. It was so kind, and I feel blessed, grateful, overwhelmed. It's just really nice to have people think about you and be nice to you, even if it's not in like a material way, like these books. It's just lovely to be thought of in a kind way. So I'm excited to read these. One of these is a Virginia Woolf, and I actually have 2 other mini books with Virginia Woolf stories, but not this one. So I am excited. I love Virginia Woolf, which you maybe didn't know about me, but I have her signature tattooed on my knee. It's December 27th today, and I set my yearly reading goal to 69 because I am an adult with a very sophisticated sense of humor, and I'm on 64 at the minute. So I have 5 books to read. This pile is actually 6 books. Apart from the 4 Alex sent me, I also have these 2 mini books that I bought myself. Shirley Jackson and Daphne du Maurier. 2 spooky gals who I have appreciated in the past, so I had to get those. I was gonna film my top 10 fiction reads of the year while I have makeup on and look cute. But now I'm out of energy, so I guess we'll just do that another day when I look like trash. It's fine. I slept for like 12 hours last night, so I can't possibly need a nap right now in the afternoon, but that is what I'm feeling like. I had a bit of a time after family dinner last night trying to get home, and it just wiped me out. Anyway, I read Lysistrata? I have no idea, by Aristophanes. I don't know how to say that either in English. And it was a fun time. It took me like 40 minutes to read, so it was really just a breeze through it, one sitting. And so it's about the women of Greece coming together and going on a sex strike to make the men make peace and stop being away at war all the time. And there's a bunch of dick jokes, and it was just fun. It is a comedy, and like presumably Aristophanes thought it was funny because women doing things, how hilarious. But I really enjoyed like a lot of the lines he gave the women. I thought it was fun, even though like politically I hate the idea that like women's sexuality means that they have power over men. I think that's pretty nasty, and it has nasty implications about men as well. But it's just a book, and it was fun to read, so I gave it 4 stars. Thank you, Alex, again. I had a good time. Am I gonna take a nap now? I don't know. Maybe I'll have an energy drink and see if I can stay awake. I don't typically film my food when I do vlogs because it's not aesthetic, and my kitchen is a mess, and it's kind of like run down. But you know, this is the life that I live, and I'm never gonna be one of those like polished lifestyle vlogs type of artist. This is the rest of my messy kitchen. I have some of my art folders out because I didn't have a Christmas gift for my mom. I was gonna make something and then I didn't have time or energy. So I let her pick something from my folders. And here's the recycling just in the corner. And yeah. Hello, it's the 29th, and I read Killing the Angel in the House by Virginia Woolf. So this is a collection of essays about women, womanhood, feminism, struggle for women's rights, that kind of thing. And as I said, I love Virginia Woolf, but I think politically is where I find her the weakest, and that's okay, I think. Like, Virginia Woolf was a petit bourgeois, middle class, privileged woman, and that shows in her analysis. She's also self-aware of this, which is among her strengths. I do like respect and appreciate her intellectual honesty when she there is an essay in here where she writes about working women, and it made me cringe at a few spots, but I perceive her as approaching the subject very honestly and with, good intentions. But nevertheless, I, as a Marxist, of course, find her analysis of the women's question lacking, even if she's like class aware. She still talks a lot about like the nature of women and what it is to be a woman, and when she talks about material circumstances, it is about middle class women. And obviously it is a problem when middle class women like have nothing to do and aren't allowed to do anything. But it's just something I have little interest in, because it's very irrelevant today in 2021 or 2022. I don't know when this video is gonna go up. Like, the middle class that Virginia Woolf is concerned about pretty much does not exist anymore. Everyone is working. Everyone has a side hustle beside their job. Everyone has, more than one job. Not everyone, but a lot of people. It's just like this was fair to care about, but it's just not relevant today. But I still really appreciate how she handles the English language and the way she writes. She's still one of my favorite writers. I just don't enjoy her political writing the most. And it's also just so weird. Like, she's in this, she's also polemicizing with someone about like, oh, are women naturally inferior intellectually to men. And it's always so strange to me when people talk about some kind of innate womanness, as if that's unchangeable over time. Like, Virginia is kind of approaching a more materialist understanding, because she argues that there haven't been many women geniuses because women haven't had access to education. And I appreciate that. But she does also refer to like what a woman is. And I just don't think that's real. Like, our conception of womanhood, right, has its early beginnings in our physiology. And the division of labor that came from the fact that carrying children and breastfeeding children and that stuff made certain tasks less practical to do. So our physiology used to imply a specific role in the production of the necessities for life, and so became a social role. And that's often missing when we talk about gender as a social construct. But today, this division of labor is also very irrelevant. We have the means of production at such a high level that there's no need to divide labor in that kind of way. And obviously that's also a generalization. Like, you've had infertile women since forever, and you've had trans people since forever, because this kind of generalization based on physiology has been just that, a generalization that like should have been understood more as a guideline than a hard and fast rule, because these categories obviously could never have been accurate for the full complexity of human experience. Anyway, what I really wanted to talk about was that I do not understand womanhood as anything else than an experience of like prejudice and oppression and abuse. I don't feel that any like innate womanness. So it's just bizarre to read that kind of thing implied from someone who is arguing for women's rights. It's like you imply that this exists, but you don't know what it is. So like, how does that help? What does it do except add to the argument that women have innately this or that quality that means that they love to be dominated, or are intellectually inferior, or other bullshit that this guy she's arguing against says. Anyway, I literally just rated it, and I forgot if I gave it 3 or 4 stars. It was pretty, like I said, I enjoy her style of writing, even if her political writings are least enjoyable to me out of her works. Anyway, I've been talking for such a long time now. I'm gonna shut up and probably do a bit of drawing. Alright, I had a bag of popcorn for dinner because I waited too long and then I had no energy to cook. And then I read The Lesson of the Master by Henry James. And this one wasn't super for me. So it says on the back that it's an embodiment of the conflict between art and life. And that sounds really interesting, but I found it a little lacking. So first of all, it's about like privileged middle class British people, and I have read a little too many books about that specific kind of person, so it feels a bit stale to me at this point to read about drawing rooms and hansom cabs and going abroad and like talking about India, the British colony, with regards to what he's trying to say about art. He talks about striving for perfection in art, but never even attempts to define what he means by perfection. And like, I appreciate that that's kind of almost impossible to define, but I would have appreciated an attempt to at least give some kind of vague idea what he's after. And it's also a lot about just like flirting, marriage, drama, and I just don't care. I just don't care. But it was fine. I gave it 3 stars. Like, it's okay. But like, for me at this time, it didn't really give what it supposedly is trying to give. So that's this one. And now I am at 67 books of 69. So I'm feeling pretty good. I have James Baldwin, Sonny's Blues left of the 4 books Alex kindly sent to me. And then I can read either Shirley Jackson or Daphne du Maurier and reach my goal. As you may have seen in the drawing clip, I'm also reading this book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards. But this isn't one I'm going to finish in the upcoming 2 days. It's good so far. It has already challenged me. What I was drawing before was one of the suggested before drawings to do before, like going into the exercises in here that are supposed to enhance your ability to see, because that's what this is all about, as I understand it. Focus on seeing and sort of disconnecting your analytical left side of the brain, so to speak. I'm excited to keep reading this and keep doing the exercises, because I felt for a while that I need to hunker down and practice my fundamentals, but I haven't had the physical ability to do that kind of work. I've just been so exhausted. And I'm still really tired, so it's taken me 3 days to do the 3 before drawings. But now I have done them, so I can keep reading and start getting into the good stuff soon. Drawing is hard, is what I have to say about the whole thing so far. But you knew that. Since this video is about gifts from a patron, I also want to shout out another patron, Brandon, who got me this beautiful Mayakovsky mug, as well as some really delicious fancy tea, because he saw a video where I talked about the tea I had and he thought it was bad and that I needed some better tea. And I don't say no to tea gifts, absolutely not. And I don't, it's just really nice of him. he is also really sweet to me, and I appreciate it so much. Again, like, if you're my patron, you're doing more than enough. So you absolutely don't need to send me gifts. But I figure featuring them in a video is a way I can show my appreciation and let the world know that you are a very kind, generous person. And I appreciate you being nice to me in whichever way you are. So thank you. I've read 2 books today. Am I gonna read a 3rd one? Maybe. We'll see. I kind of want to get some painting done. Also, I'm so proud of myself every time I cook actual food, which you saw me do, because I do that maybe once a week, sometimes twice. But I've been able to do it a little bit more now that I've had my winter break free time. And it's good. Like, I need to eat, obviously, and the way I subsist usually is, like, isn't conducive to more energy, but it's like a catch-22, you know? Anyway, I will see you soon. Laundry takes me so much energy, and I hate it. I thought I would be smart about it today and read, as you saw, while the machine was going, to save myself one of the trips down there, because I have to like go outside to get there, and it's a whole deal. But of course, one of the machines is broken, so I still have to make the same amount of trips. I'm glad I got the reading in though. I will talk to you about it later, but Sonny's Blues, really good. And now I also have to grocery shop, and it's just, I just want to lie down and decompose in the woods, but I'm not gonna do that, because that means the capitalists have won, and they won't. I have fruit now, so that means I have my shit together, right? Okay, let's experiment with this angle. So I read Sonny's Blues. Why did I think it was Johnny's? Sonny's Blues by James Baldwin. And it was really, really good. So this book has 3 short stories. The longest is the titular, Sonny's Blues. And that was also my favorite. So all of the stories are about Black people in America and their lives and struggles, essentially. I want to read a bit from Sonny's Blues that I thought was really good. While the tale of how we suffer and how we are delighted and how we may triumph is never new, it must always be heard. There isn't any other tale to tell. It's the only light we've got in all this darkness. I just really love that. So I'm really glad I read it. And now it's evening on December 30th, and this was book 68, so I have 1 book left to read. Since I last saw you, I finished my laundry, had a shower, and spent some time on video call with Brandon, my friend. And while we were chatting, I was painting, and it was really nice. I'm not ready to show you that painting yet, so I'm sorry. But hopefully soon it'll be finished and ready for more eyes. It's been a pretty good day, even if I did have to do laundry, which I hate. I will speak to you once my goal is reached. Hello. Happy New Year! It is New Year's Eve, and I completed my challenge to read 69 books in 2021. I'm very happy. Last year I read 90 books, but I've had a couple of reading slumps this year, and I think reaching 69 is nice, if I may say so. So, let's talk about these. I'm also currently very pleased because I managed to put a little makeup on with enough energy to do this outro, and then I hope film my favorite books of 2021 video. Yay! Anyway, the fifth book ended up being Shirley Jackson, The Missing Girl, and I really enjoyed it. It was weird. It was very weird. I don't think I know what happened in 2 of the 3 stories that were in this. But the right authors can really make me love a story where I have no idea what's going on. But I fully acknowledge that it can be super annoying if the vibe doesn't work. Like, it's all about if it vibes with you or not. And I vibe with Shirley Jackson. Let me hold these up, get a thumbnail. Alright. So again, thank you so much to Alex for sending me these books. I had originally planned to also draw with the pens that he sent me, but I'm gonna have to do something else with that. And I also originally thought I would film more drawing for this video, but my current painting I'm not ready to share, and the practice drawing hasn't felt too good. I don't know, I'm just in one of those times in the art cycle where I feel bad and I need to grind down and level up. I think I said that already. Also, shout out to all of my patrons for literally keeping the lights on. I've calculated that my patrons pay the electricity bill. So I really appreciate that. I love having electricity. It's great. So yeah, thank you. And if you want to support me for free, you can use my Scribd link and let me keep having Scribd for the audiobooks that my library doesn't have. You can like and subscribe. You can share my art on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Everything is linked down in the description. I think that's all I need to say. I was gonna start saying that this was not a good vlog, but then I remembered that there are no rules. Sure, society has norms and ideals, which makes you put expectations on yourself, and that's understandable, but there are no rules, and I can actually film what I want to and not film what I don't want to, and I don't have to have a white and beige life that fits into a trendy aesthetic. I can be a rainbow spooky mess. That's fine. I don't know why I'm still talking. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. It was really nice. Especially thank you for keeping me company while I did my laundry. It was terrible, but it's done now, so shout out to you. Okay, I think that's it, and I need to stop talking. So thank you again, and take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye!